Sanji Chudan Choni Chona La Chanchu Pardo Dane Shabson Che Dagi Jinson Jimbe Chona Ji Drola Penshu Sanji Andrepar Sho Sanji Chudan Sonji Chona La Chanchu Pardo Dane Shabson Che Dagi Jinson Jibe Chona Ji Rola Penshu Sanji Andrepar Sho Sanji Chudan Sonji Chona La Chanchu Pardo Dane Shabson Che Dagi Jinson Jimbe Chona Ji Rola Penshu Sanji Andrepar Sho Semche Dhamche Deva Dayan Devi Judan Dembar Churchi Semche Dhamche Dungar Dungar Ji Judan Travar Churchi Semche Dhamche Dungar Mepi Dewa Thamba Noyam Travar Churchi Semche Dhamche Nyera Chadan Nida Charve Tanyo Chame Phala Nibar Churchi Yurji Anabshan Pema Kesar Dombo Yamse Shogun Udu Ani Pema Joni Zisandram Horndan Kandro Mambu Chandraji Chinji Lopsha Seksu Guru Pema Sandi Shiome Chuni Yangji Pobjana Tuso Sanji Kunji Ngoni Jansan Churku Ngonso Tonze Be Savi Lama Namla Sowa Saje Fuju Sujan Medon Jira Limje Nirdi Anjemband Sanji Janda Mede Poa Drogo Namda Jean-La Shumbar Sho Eda Rana Mandala Kamdara Thaya Amo Semje Namje Samba Loy Shebja Chirta Checho Temo Tamba Chuji Korlo Kordo So Tamgin Tuji Shajirik Zanu Zanji Medavdeji Hunjumba Serji Lambo Tawar Jibi Shanti Jerbu Shabla Kushan Sar Gumbulu Jaya Dewanda Tome Nyen Sholan Chuji Ta Chuchun Jahwa Wasilas Zamlin Jensho Namla Kushan Sar Zamlan Zibi Jandun Shuni Dan Tuji Nordon Yambin Tamaya Natro Tambar Vipita Juji Kondi Shurkur Domin Honsin Chime was Sabla Kushan Sar Shipshakan Jindola Gypsy Terre Chime was a Yamcher to Terenzo Salon Shen Nam K Namjur Jingme Limbi Shabla Kushan Sar Mari Sangin Charanyang La Chara Kunda Zambo Monam Number Jan Sipsi Jari Intelligence Mipam Jamsu Shabla Kushan Sar Pame Tuksi Dorjib Dunjumni Tribinam Rolira Lampikar Matu Londari Pi Harjib Jingme Penso Shabla Kushan Sar Kamson Korvaton Tunum Jimbi Sapchilam Yonden Tarchinba Nilvarajar Tombe Nanjun Yeshi Wamchu Shabla Kushan Sar Kunzantor Sim Garab Shirasan Pema Kara Jimbon Yushunga Sozornam Nyautir Tunjarsas Katiri lama namla kujan sar kandap suju dongun jindina dejanumar jirwa kansata dandar tumbi shuji shenbe sembaran doba deda thamche ndarshasi namo arya tambal hai kedan ladano jinke tuum dandam mi kenam dando kunji derke shizam thamche ked chujan tujur chi. Okay, so we can pray on English the generation bodhicitta and the second page 3 times only. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that kept some close and the other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all living beings in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that kept some close and the other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that kept some close and the other distant. Okay. So this evening we were going to talk about the training months with the 4 immeasurable bodhicitta. That is the old topic. So this topic, as we said, training month or month training. The reason because everybody want to become happy, enjoy, and want to be freedom from suffering. But generally, we believe the root of happiness and the root of enjoyment is as a depend to the development state, the external materiality civilizations. And therefore, we're missing one important, the root of the happiness, enjoyment, which means is our mind, one's own mind could be actual cause and conditions for happiness and for sufferings both. That means is if you know how to train how to be training your mind, and then could be the root of happiness and enjoyment. But if we don't know how to training one's own mind, and then could sometimes the cause of sufferings and unpleasant feelings. So that's why we say one's own mind is as the root of happiness, and sometimes could become the root of unhappiness or sadness. In this way, today we are going to talking about how we train one's own minds, how open our heart. So the main method is today, the topic is the 4 immeasurable bodhicitta. So these 4 immeasurable bodhicitta, sometimes we use, say, 4 infinite bodhicitta. Or other hand, we can say 4 boundless bodhicitta, also we can say, but same meaning. So, I can have the one, okay, maybe. All right, okay. Yeah. So, we follow this, you can see on page first, in the generation of bodhicitta, you see there. So this generation bodhicitta is the bodhicitta is a Sanskrit language, but literally the point meaning is enlightenment, mind, or mind enlightenment. Then in this case, what is the point? Mind enlightenment meant is can be the liberation, mind liberated, or liberation of mind achievement, state of the realization, true nature of one's own pure perception. That is the means is enlightenment. Then what is the opposite? Means is bondage. Our mind is tied by the obscuration of delusion and the obscuration of karma. As long as our ordinary mind obscured by the obscuration of delusion and the obscuration of karma, and that means it is bondages, bondages, with of 2 obscurations. And then what problems? And mind is very narrow and very, tight, very bent, so very blocked. So there's no space, too tight. So this is meant is a heart is totally not freedom yet, so therefore, is many problems performing from these, the unliberation mind. So that is why important we should be to know how could we can liberation from the bondages of this kind, attachment, attachment mind, which is the obscuration delusion. How could we can purifying? How could we can purifying the obscuration of karma? Having many different methods, but today we are going talking only 4 immeasurable bodhicitta. So these 4 is, you can see this one verse only. Today we're talking follow only this one verse, but this one verse with 4 lines. Is this each lines can tell you is each of the 4 immeasurable or 4 infinite. You see that in the first line, may all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. That means is the point meaning how training your mind with the infinite of love, or immeasurable bodhicitta mind of love, or loving kindness bodhicitta mind. That is the first one. And then in the second line, may all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. These prayers point, the essence meaning is how train, could become training one's own mind with of the infinite compassion, or immeasurable compassion bodhicitta mind, or bodhicitta mind of compassion. That is second. infinite. And then in the third line, may all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss, which is free of all suffering. So this point, the meaning of prayer is main method, training in within of the infinite of joy, or rejoy, or joy. And the fourth one, the last immeasurable bodhicitta, may all beings live in the great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and the other distant. So that is the point meaning how train, the main method how training one's own the disturbing emotion mind within the method of great equanimity of bodhicitta mind, the fourth immeasurable great equanimity. So these four lines are four infinite or four immeasurable. That's our today topic. So let's check now. Let's go a little bit detailed explanations, which each of these four infinite. The first infinite, may all beings enjoyment and happiness, the causes of the happiness and the causes of happiness. So why this the method is we say infinite, or why we say immeasurable, or why we say boundless, the point meaning same, different word, because normally the compassion, the seed of compassion, the seed of love, the seed of joy, the seed of great equanimity, the bodhicitta is pervaded equally for each sentient being's heart and mind. Not only human beings, but even though like such terrible animals like danger are terrible means, like tigers, lions, poisoning the snakes or so on, very terrible, but there also is the seed of compassion and love is as existent, because you can see those terrible animals, they are also very well kindly how going taking care their baby or the children, their child, to go and care very well, kindly. That is the sign of the result, compassion, the effect result of compassion and love. The seed is already sown on the nature mind. Totally, if lacking the seed of compassion and totally lacking of the seed of love, then they cannot know how to go and care about their child and their baby. They doesn't know. But that's not the point, as everybody, each sentient beings, generally 99% sure the parents, they can go and care very kindly, nicely. That means is the seed of compassion is there. The seed of love is there. Without compassion, the seed of compassion and love, they cannot taking care even their children, so on. So therefore, of course, there's no need doubt of the compassion and love kindness seed planted on the human mind or not, because human heart is more, so warmer, it's more powerful, the compassion and love, human beings. But rather doesn't matter how much the level of the strong of the compassion energy and the loving kindness energies from ordinaries, but it's very limited. Ordinary's compassion, ordinary's love the power is very weak, not strong, very tiny, it's very limited, very limited. Because, I'm talking the real, the character, the excellent, the pure love and the pure compassion with how many people? You can love and compassion with how many people? That's the questions, If you are kindness parents, I'm sure you very well how should love to your children, or your family, member of your family. Or maybe sometimes also is you not very bad, your love and compassion to your people, your friends, so on. But we cannot love and compassion equally for all other beings. So therefore, how many do you have friends? If you are a very kindness person, maybe you can have 100, hundreds friend. That means your love, the power of your compassion, your love and kindness pervading the energy is only the 100 people, 100 people, for example, but cannot more than. But in this world, we have even human beings number is there's 6 or 7 billions, So among the 6 or 7 billions number, only 100 people you can love, very pure and compassion. That is very limited, is it? You can see, very limited. That is why I'm saying ordinary compassion and ordinary love is beautiful, but is not enough beautiful, yet. So we need to generate the seed of compassion, love from limited generation into unlimited way, So that is we say infinite love, infinite compassion, infinite joy, infinite great equanimity. So today we're going to train. We need to train our mind, training mind with the 4 infinite bodhicitta. So that is why you see in these 4 lines prayers, each of these words beginning, may all beings. The 4 times we say each these lines say, may all beings, may all beings, may all beings. Here there doesn't say, may all my friend, right? There doesn't say, may all members of my family, right? Even though finally there doesn't say only may all human beings. Here say, may all beings. All beings means there's no exceptions. Doesn't matter human being or non-human beings, but all the sentient beings. Wherever some sentient beings existent on this world, on this universe, there's no exceptions, because equally same like us, they want to be happy, and equally same the wish is like us, they want to be freedom from suffering. So that is infinite, right? This love, this compassion. But the question is, it is easy, healing the energy, power, compassion, love equally for all sentient beings? Answer is, I'm saying, unfortunately, not easy. It's very hard, not easy. But it is possible, and say, yes, it's possible. Pervading compassion, love equally for all sentient beings, it is possible. I'm saying finally it's possible. But how can possible? You must need to follow the logic, perfect logic, and to understand through the perfect reasoning why we should to love all sentient beings. How we should be to love all sentient beings. Why? How? If we should be to understand. Then it's coming possibilities if you want to practice training your mind, In this case, first I want to a little bit say why, how. So why is I'm brief yesterday, if I'm sure most of you are there, I'm not so much detail repeat again, reciting not again, but anyway, what we want, happiness, they also too. What we doesn't want to sufferings, the other sentient beings 100% sure is true. So this is the one reason also as may all beings. Because only you or your family want to happy only, and your family doesn't want suffering only, and then we can say may all my family, But that's not the logic, That's unlogical. It's not equally same quality, same wish. So that is why one reason. That's one. Another, the second reason, on top of this reason, we need to understand the sentient beings' rights, human right, we say human right, freedom from suffering, and human right, achievement, happiness, or so on, we say human right. But here is not saying only human rights, but the rights of sentient beings' rights we're talking. The reason is the same. So in the 18th century, 19th century, start and shouting people, the quarreling to say, we want to human rights, we want to freedom, or such and such human rights. till now, But it's 2,600 years before, Gautama Buddha, the Indian guy, okay, he is the Siddhartha, or we say finally he enlightenment month, so that we say Gautama Buddha. So Gautama Buddha, he understood already not enough only human rights, but on top is he added sentient beings' rights, sentient beings' rights equally. So in this case is the second reason. Why not human being want to have the human rights freedom from suffering? Why not non-human beings have no freedom, from the rights of freedom of suffering? Why not only human beings can be free from the achievement of the happiness, human rights, but why not non-human beings? There's no logic difference. So therefore, it's logically the both are same. So in this case, but this reason, if you are logicians, if you get this certainty, conviction born from this reason, this logic, and then we must be try generate or compassion, love equally for all sentient beings, because sentient beings' rights is important, like human rights is important for everybody. Similarly, likewise, all sentient beings' rights. That's the one reason. Another, why we say may all beings. And the third reason, even if you say it sounds yes, that is nice, talking about compassion, love for all sentient beings, thinking all sentient beings, but in fact the active benefit to the sentient beings not that much easy. So therefore, must be need to responsibility, taking responsibility myself first, and my member of family, my children, my people, and my country, or so on, the people, is more important. If you say, that's fine, that's true actually, because we are ordinary person. We are not yet Bodhisattva, achievement, the qualities, yet not. We are not yet liberated from attachment. We are yet not achievement, enlightenment, the power of mind. So therefore, is that I agree. Me too. Also, myself is number one, important. One. But if you are vast person, wisdom, intelligent, smart, you should not forget one's own or yours happiness and yours enjoyment. I mentioned yesterday, is depend to the others, the round of your people, the other people's round of you. Like your family happiness, enjoyment is depend to the also very much is conditioning to the depend of your neighborhood, and then as your village become peace or not is very much depend to the town, and the town is the people of the town become peace, happy, enjoy not also the city. The city is become peace or not is depend to the country. Finally, your country become peace, enjoy, relaxation, relatives or the harmonies are not good or not is very much depend to your neighboring country, the other countries. That means is finally is each of the member family or each family, town or the countries are become peace or not depend to each others. This is very clear. Only one family cannot grow up the happiness, enjoyment, if others all is problems, and then say no possible. There's no way. So this means is interdependently originated, both of happiness and the sufferings, interdependently. Especially one's own, is goodness comes from depend to the others. One's also problems very much depend to the others. For example, today I'm sure everybody, most of you, I believe you are relaxed, feeling comfortable, warm cloth wearing enough, and I'm sure you feel very good. You had the delicious food already. But this food, this cloth, independently, you can have this cloth wearing warm clothes? Independently, you can have your delicious food? No possible, right? So comes from where? This food. This cloth comes from where? One after another. If you research continuously, almost depend to endlessly each others. Otherwise, there's no possibility, or yourself alone. All other is destroy something, is problems, then how you can get this warming cloth, for example? How you can have some delicious food by yourself alone? It's not possible. So we cannot forget how is important to others, other beings. Not only human beings, even small animals, even tiny bees, Do you have honey? Do you like honeys? Okay, that comes from, depend to the bees, right? For example, there are no bees, there's no honeys, So no honey, you cannot enjoyment of the honey, right? So on, for example. Not bees activities not only bring honeys, but many other plants, there's no bees and many plants is dead, And then again problems, so on for us. So that means everything is depend each other. So we need to protection to each beings, we need to protect a natural way. We need to keep responsibility, the environment of a natural way. Because everything's already created and naturally what needed in this world. That's very clear. How we are alive, how we are existent, because depend the right cause and depend the right conditions. What is the right cause? What is the right conditions for living being? How you answer? Exactly what apparent today in this universe. Everything's as needed cause and condition. They have no exceptions, even one single atom. Are you agree? Yes. That means is, of course, sentient beings depend to sentient beings, but even is dependent to the non-sentient beings, very much. So in this logic, if you are, say already earlier, if you are a vast person, and then if you want to become happy, enjoyment, do not forget to other sentient responsibility to going care other sentient beings. Because if directly, if you thinking, loving, kindness, attitude, benefit, joys to others directly, but indirectly, this will be bring your happiness, your enjoyment, your goodness, the statues of wishes is born from them. That means each other's. It's very clear. It's very sure. So, by this reason, by this logic also, may all beings, may all beings. It's all beings become happy, enjoyment, I'm sure, cannot missing yourself alone. It's not possible. But all other beings, exception yourself, if you want to become only happy, and there's no possible. 100% sure, no possible. One person alone become happy, enjoy. All others destroy and suffering, sick, ill, problem, poor, prejudice, hungry, or famines, and then how can be you are relaxed in there in the center alone? And no possible. So so therefore it's may all beings. That's the one or another reason. Then I want to let you know the last one reason how we say may all beings. Because all beings are mother. Already we had relations connected between mother and child. We had already connected between brother and sister connections. Each sentient being had already connected between friend relationships already. I'm sure I've said this, you are very complicated, that why? Because I have one parents, why do you say all sentient beings my parents? I have one or two brothers, sisters, but how you can say all sentient beings are brother and sister? I'm sure suddenly you feel this. In this case, that means is, according to the Buddhist philosophy point of this kind of talk, we are not born only this life. We are born from sense beginningless time in this secular existence samsara. And we further will be reborn again and again and again. Life after through of life, another lifetimes will be born again. That means is we are reincarnated. Everybody, we are reincarnated. So, therefore, among this world, only human beings, we're talking about human, but some group of human beings, they believe reincarnation. Some another group of human beings that doesn't believe 100%, they doesn't believe reincarnation. Some of you have no idea. just middle. Maybe yes, maybe not. It's just doubt, both. Yes, reincarnation or not reincarnation with doubt. Actually, it must be one is true of these two. Who trust reincarnation or who doesn't trust reincarnation. These both cannot be true because contradictory. As contrary, cannot. Must be one is true of these two. Who believe reincarnation or who doesn't believe reincarnation. Should be one true. So therefore, must be the human knowledge, human brain can judge, can check, can research which one true. Of course, a little bit hard. This is a hidden phenomena. The reincarnations is just direct object of phenomena because we're talking past life. So many people say, I don't believe it's past life. Then my question is, why you don't believe past life? Easily you can say, because we couldn't remember. We cannot remember. I cannot remember my past life. Nobody cannot remember past life. So how can exist in past life? That's the proofs they're using witness, Maybe you hear already this from me. I'm saying, then why you believe you are born from your mother's womb? That's my questions. Could you remember? That is, Say, true. I also cannot remember I'm born from mother's womb. I cannot remember, right? Because that's your logic. You doesn't believe reincarnation. You are born from past life because you says you couldn't remember. Then you should also not trust to you are born from mother's womb because you cannot remember. But still it's possible, 100% sure you are born from mother's womb. Okay, 100% sure. Even you cannot, 100% you cannot remember you are born from mother's womb. You was remaining in around 9 months in the mother's womb, was pregnant, but we can't remember. Okay, that's in the mother's womb is fine. But giving birth, that you should be remember if everything is necessarily remember if existent things, because very painful. Almost both mother and child almost die, So therefore, first I mentioned yesterday, what is our first language? I'm saying common language is crying. That's common language. The original, our language, that is cry, born natural language. Why they are cry? They cannot speak very sentence, just cry, but the meaning is they want to happy, they want to be freedom from suffering. That is the meaning, the cry. This is the language. First language, a common language that tells they want to be happy, they doesn't want suffering. But I'm suffering, I'm pain, mom, that is cry. Very painful. When the baby is on the body, you can see many mark, so the black or blue mark, because painful was giving the birth to mothers. A mother, of course, is weeks and almost month cannot very well go and walk, it's pain. But still, what I'm talking is, if happened things was necessarily remembered, then you should be remembered these painfulness, but still cannot. 99% I'm sure there's no one. 99% cannot remember, even mothers giving birth, right? But still it's 100% we comes through a mother's womb. Likewise, how you trust you are born from mother's womb? You say, that's easy, you are a stupid teacher. But it's because my mom says, as my parents says, you are my children, Or maybe the nurse, they knows, if you are hospital or something it depends, the service attendant or something, that says you are born. That means you need to follow Valletta cognitives. Have to, you need to judge, you are born from mother, this is your parents or not. You have to follow the Valletta cognitive, the logic, somebody. You need to prove. By yourself you cannot understand. By yourself alone you cannot, feel. So therefore, the reincarnation, we are reincarnated or not, you don't say, I don't believe because I don't remember. Then logic problem. That's not logical. That's unlogical. Because then, even you giving birth from mother, you need proofs, true or not. Then, of course, we need proofs. We are born from past life or not. Have many proofs follow the perfect logic, perfect reasoning, follow perfect Valletta cognition, and by yourself you use by perfect investigations, analyticals to be analyzed to understand this birth, research going, and then finally you found the proofs, 100% you found proofs without any doubt, you are reincarnated. Finally. So, therefore, if you agree the reincarnation means is actually not physically we are born from past life. That doesn't mean is physically we will be reborn again in future. That's not true. Physically we are born from parents. Means the genes, the lineage is from parents. That's clear. So therefore, it's physically these continuities from hundreds, thousands, millions years before. I don't know how many people you believe the Devon system, the explanation, the scientific way, how changes or the proofs, the transformation of the physical human lineage is from millions years before, from animal like monkey. Still, is that not cannot be? It's just circumstantially and moments first. But this continuity, substantial physical lineage, also transformations from maybe is very tiny sea animals, like jellyfish. So billions, maybe millions years before, jellyfish also not just existed by automatically, by causelessly. The continuity, the substantial physical lineage of jellyfish also is from the quark, the cell, the tiny cell, the quark. Right? So quark also is created from, I'm not a scientist, but is what I understand from the creation of after the Big Bang. The Big Bang. Then what do you think the Big Bang is also by automatically? No, of course. Big Bang, I think, is probably is also created by another Big Bang. So billions years before maybe is. So on, this is the continuity of physical lineage, not reincarnation lineage. It's different. So therefore, physically we born from 4 elements created. So therefore, physically we will be also this when heartbeat stopping, breathing circulation stopping, and nerve functions completely exhaustion, and then will be body will be decomposed. Means will be gradually exploded or dissolving into of 4 elements. That's clear. Flesh element will be dissolved into the earth, blood element will be dissolved into water, our breathing circulation element will be dissolved into the air, and the temperature of our body element will be dissolving into the fire energy, and the cavity of our body, the space, will be dissolved into the space. That is end of the physical lineage in this life. So where is the reincarnation? No questions. Not physically, but mentally we are reincarnated. As mentioned yesterday also, the mental body, the consciousness, our consciousness, our mind, or maybe some traditions say soul. Maybe soul is similar. Buddhism we say consciousness. Some of traditions soul is maybe similar point. Meaning anyway, the energy of clarity, awareness, mind is the basics of reincarnation. So this soul, or doesn't matter consciousness, what you use to clarity, awareness, or thought, or mind. Our mind is not created only by the of neuron system, not mind is created completely from of brain, not. Even without brain, still some child born without brain, but still can live with mind, several weeks, several months. Even was some child they found that's medical Western science. They understand is some child without totally is the memory part of brain is born naturally, but still can live as several years. But says this child still can be memory, can have as more intelligent than other child, sometimes. That means is not 100% is the consciousness is born from neuron system, brain. The memory is not 100% is from brain. The brain is a neuron system is conditions of memory, could be favorable conditions of the intelligent, but that's not could be the causes of consciousness Not. Because if brain is the actual cause of consciousness, then without brain, how can be consciousness there? Without the brain is the actual cause of memory, then without a part of memory, the brain, and then how can still memory is there? So, but still without memory of brain, they operated, but still can have memory. So this meant is consciousness not born from brain. Consciousness not composed better of two genes from father and mother. So therefore the clarity, awareness, nature of our mind is born from past life, clarity, awareness. The past life, from the past life, the clarity, awareness, mind is at the cause, could be cause, and the present moment, clarity, awareness is at the effect. That's we are reincarnated, means that's meaning. For example, so when you falling asleep very deep, and then it's later after falling sleeping, and then start will be dreaming. And then is mind of dream, the dreaming mind. Still you have consciousness in the dream. You can thinking, recognize, remember, and next day you wake up from the morning, you wake up and then you sometimes remember your last night dream, everything. That means is your consciousness continuity is linking from daytimes your consciousness, mind, and linking into the overnight sleep mind. And this dreaming mind is can linking also continuously to that early morning when you wake up, still continuity, the lineage is there. The clarity, awareness, the lineage is there. That is not by the physical lineage. Physically, you cannot dreaming. But mentally you can dreaming. That's very clear. Mentally, you can, in the dream, you can swimming pool with some other your friend. But physically you are sleeping on the bed, maybe with your partner there probably. But mentally you can go to New York tonight in dream, New York with your friend. But physically you cannot go, and at the moment tonight you will sleep on your bed. Physically you cannot go to in the New York. It's not possible. But mentally can. This means is mind lineage and physical lineage is not same nature. It's a different nature, but it's dependent each other. So that means is everybody, we are mentally born from past life and mentally through life after of another life continuously, next rebirth. So therefore, what is different qualities? Just born nature, some is very intelligent, some is unfortunately stupidity, dull. The faculty is very dullness, just born naturally. Even is one twin, twins born from same parents, but one is very smart, one is very stupid. One is very peace, one is very rough. One is very kindness, one is very sadness or something. It's a different one. The twins. Why is different? The genes, maybe you say, one is lucky and made from the father, the good genes. One is unlucky, maybe from the genes or something, you say. But my question still, why this one is lucky and other one's unlucky? Who separated these two, is karma. That is exactly the energy, the projecting of he or her past, the previous energy is different power. So therefore the wrong energy is that meeting to the of the wrong genes. And better of a power of the red positive energy linking to the of the positive the genes. The red perfect, the excellent genes. So therefore is not the actual cause is not the genes. The actual cause is the projecting karma energy. The genes, good or bad, that is a condition only. So this way, reincarnation we understand like this way, but the karma of cause and effect also we can understand like this way, the influence. So what I'm talking, why I'm talking this here with this, what is the connections of this subject? Because the fourth reason I'm talking want to say, may all beings are mother already. I'm saying this is because the answer. Because if you first agreement that we are reincarnated, or if possibilities, each person we are born from past life, from beginningless we are born, and then how many times we are born in this world again and again, countless times, numberless times, follow this logic. And that means would you think is each lifetimes of our birth can be from same parents? No. Over 99% sure is the 99% sure is different parents, relationships, each lifetime, different beings, the relationships, different beings. That means we are already today here, how many people, but we are already related between mother and child relationships since from many long time ago, many lives ago already. So, in this logic, we first need to recognize all sentient beings are mother. Second, we should be to remember our mother's kindness. We should not forget our mother's kindness. Of course, we should not forget this present mother's kindness, but we should not also cannot forget our previous mother's kindness also. Second. And if you agreement, and then the third, the training mount is the mount training with we start now thinking how could I can repay them their kindness? How could I can repay them? Like you are grow up after mother's giving birth, but your mother is getting is older and older, sick, ill, but you are still adult, healthy, young, powerful. That is a chance you can repay your mother's kindness, your parents' kindness. They need your support, but you have power to repay them their kindness. Once we are small baby, small like insect, like it's just giving birth, that time we are very like small animal, very small tiny animal, like as almost is this, it's very weak, That time we need somebody's kindness, somebody's protections. Who is somebody? Our parents. There's a lack parents' kindness. Today you have no life this kind, very so this kind of the whatever you have now, your body. This is from parents' kindness. So we need to remember, we need to recognize our parents' kindness. Not enough. Now the time is on. We start to repaying them their kindness. If you know how to pay them, if you agreement, if you want to start repaying your mothers, your fathers, or the parents' kindness, this doesn't mean is only you paying kindness to repaying them, but you start teaching your children how repaying your kindness future. They also follow you. When you getting will be like this old age comes, that time your children when grow up, they also understand important repaying to you and your kindness, right? So many people sometimes a little bit stupid, Oh, I love my children. I very much I want to take care of my children, but I don't so much love my parents. But if you said this, that means you teach your children. Exactly, you're going teaching this, That means is your child when grow up also they doesn't love so much you. Isn't it? Because you doesn't love so much your parents. If you doesn't care so much your parents, then your children when grow up, they also doesn't care you so much. Because you learned. You are the teacher. Make sense? So therefore, this is both you need to thinking about for you, for your parents. Your parents need your kindness, your payment, repaying them their kindness. But that doesn't mean only you going to pay them their kindness, but you also start to teaching, leading your children when they grow up, how they're taking care of you. Make sense? This important circulation continuity this is the family harmonies, So this kind is actually I can say really is Tibetan. It's the relationships, parents, brother, sister, husband, wife, partners, very strong connections, very deep. Generally, I'm saying average connections. Of course, exception problems everywhere. Some, but average relations very strong because this is the logic. This kind of we're talking lots about because it's a logic. reason they understand, naturally comes this habitual basic tendencies comes to them. So therefore, but this just in this life we're talking. But likewise, same way, we also need to thinking about repaying them, start other mother sentient beings, not only our parents, equally. So in this logic is here say, may all beings, because all beings are our mother, our children, our brother, our sister. Future also further, as long as we are remaining circulation, reborn again and again, connections will be coming. So therefore, not always is one connections, only one person or two person, as a difference. So in this way, may all beings enjoy happiness. That's infinite of love. How coming? How you cultivating? Infinite of compassion. How you is cultivate your mind is infinite of joy. How can you generate the infinite of great equanimity? First, you should be thinking about this way. Mind be very open, very vast, like space, like sky. It's the space. Everything of these galaxies, including in the of space. There's, similar. All sentient beings should be including on your heart, as a warm heart to share. Just healing power. That's healing power. We cannot do directly benefit all sentient beings because oneself is one person, others are thousands, billions. But mentally, we can generate compassion and love for all sentient beings. Physically and verbally and inactive start to benefit your children, your parents, your people, your friend. But whenever will becomes chance to other people's connections, to chance happy, the chance to repaying them, their kindness decided already from prepared from your heart already, So that means it's a healing, the healing of power of compassion, love, like space, like pervading all sentient beings, your mental energy. So that is infinite love, infinite compassion. Start slowly, is grow up. So may all beings enjoy happiness. But happiness, here says, may all beings enjoy happiness. Happiness is the result, fully repentant result, the fruition, the fruits, happiness. So happiness, the fruits of happiness, because fruits is born from seed, red cause and red conditions. Without cause, without condition, and effect cannot exist itself. So therefore, what is the cause of happiness? Virtues, positive actions, merits, collection of merits, which is compassion, wisdom, loving kindness, tolerance, forgiveness, patience, the peaceful mind, and the goodness mind, or this all the activity of positive actions from your body, your speech, your heart, everything can be cause and can cause and conditions for happiness of your future, and can also directly or indirectly conditions or causes for others' happiness, enjoyment. So therefore, may all beings happiness and the causes of happiness. That is one. Love. And the second line, may all beings be free from suffering. That's the compassion. Because we mentioned each sentient being is your parents. So therefore, you must be responsibility to try share your compassion all other beings, because you doesn't like your mother getting sick, ill, suffering. Your friend, you doesn't like to sick, ill. So similar, all sentient beings, your parents, your children, as your brother, your sister. So therefore, we must be generate, may all beings free from suffering. But again, suffering must be dependent to the cause and conditions. Without cause, without condition, they automatically cannot experiencing suffering, no possible. Both happiness and suffering is by cause and conditions. Without cause condition, no possible. But lucky happiness and suffering with the cause and with the conditions. Why I'm saying lucky? Because we can collective right cause and we can avoiding the wrong cause. That's we are lucky. Because what we want, happiness depends to the cause conditions. We should to know what is the right cause and right conditions for happiness. And we are lucky because the suffering is also depend to the cause conditions, because we can destroy we can purifications, purifying, as the cause of suffering and the condition of suffering. We are lucky. If in case, I'm saying example, analogies, in case if our happiness and suffering both are without cause and without conditions, that's very, very bad. Because no choice. Because what you should do, you cannot do nothing because no cause, no condition, just waiting. What comes today and what comes tomorrow, you have no idea, you have no choice, you have no options to avoiding suffering, you have no options to collective of the happiness, enjoyment. Just you are lucky, comes happy. If you are unlucky, comes suffering. That is only. And we are lucky because it depends to the cause conditions. But we should be to know what is the right cause of happiness and what is of the wrong cause of the happiness or suffering. So, and briefly, we said 10 negative action. 10 negative action is as the actual cause of suffering, and 10 virtuous action is as the actual cause of happiness, enjoyment. What is the 10 negative action? Most of you already know. Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, these are the 3 negative actions from body, comes from the drawer of our body. Then another 4, lying, speech. Lying, creating of discord speech, harmful speech or harming speech, the 3rd. The last one, the 4th, is adult gossips, chatters, or meaningless talk, or without essence of talk. These 4 is negative actions, comes from mainly the drawer of speech. And the last 3 of the 10 negative actions comes from the drawer of our mind, heart, which is covetousness. Covetousness means is kind of like craving, negative emotion, craving, but not craving for everything, but craving belongs to the others. Oh, if this beautiful, the nice, expensive, the modern smart car or the phone belongs to others, and then you feel uncomfortable. As a craving, attachment, desire. Oh, how wonderful if this mine, But then why you say, how wonderful, oh, they have this, Say, if mine this, and then wonderful. That means is covetousness. That's doesn't mean is when you rejoice others happy, oh, beautiful, wonderful, that's fine. But you say, if this is mine, then wonderful, But unfortunately, that's not mine, that's others. And that looks like not nice, is it? And that's wrong. So therefore, this kind is a negative emotion, covetousness. Can't like part of attachment, but that's negative, not normal attachment. And then the second negative actions from heart, this is very clear, harmful thought, harming mind. So harmful thought, harming mind. What means is that, for example, when you hear, when you know, when you understand, is someone going very well, everything, then you feel uncomfortable. Something is unsatisfaction feeling. When you hear, when you know someone is a problem, something, and then you feel relaxed and restless, comfortable. That means it's a harmful thought, a harming mind. This person is feel, always if it comes chance, can harming somebody they like to harm. So this is bad motivation, very bad motivation, very painfulness actually, this heart. It's very bad. These harm yourself and harm to others' heart, but this is very negative action. So, and the last one, holding wrong views, mentally, holding wrong views, falling extremes of wrong views. Your perception, your recognition, your composition factors, your mind, your thought, your judgment, your wisdom is falling extremes, holding wrong view. For example, what is wrong view? I'm talking today, say, virtuous action is a cause of a happiness. Non-virtuous negative action can cause of suffering. But you say, no, that is totally is wrong. It's a negative action can be cause of happiness, enjoyment, and positive actions can cause of, the suffering if that is wrong view. Because not true, but you following your view is wrong. You holding wrong because you follow wrong logic and wrong reasoning, then you found the wrong view, holding wrong view. So this because it will be sooner or later problem for you and problems are other people. So therefore, it's a wrong view, it's a negative action. So totally, it's first 3 negative actions from body, second 4 negative actions from speech, and last 3 negative actions from heart. And totally is 10 negative actions. So now, who decided that is negative? Nobody's. But the action by itself naturally showing you is that is harmful, harming, and negative. It's a problem. That is. That not created by the Buddha and Buddhism, religious traditions, even though probably I don't think it's created by the creation of universe. Probably I'm saying. Okay, I'm not sure 100%, but So therefore, that is beyond of religious talk. This kind is that's secular, ethic of the positive action is. So that is why each traditions almost the agreement that is negative. This 10 is negative. 99% sure if you research, you go to any different kind of traditions on this world, if you check and that the agreement, this 10 is negative. And then non-traditions, even if you, 99% I'm sure if a different country law, the country is law, country is rule, if you go to check research, this 10 action is as negative or illegal. The illegal of law of country. So therefore this is a common agreement, negative, not some of specific traditions only talk, not only. So this is the cause because of the suffering, because nobody wants to be suffering. That's why. And then what is the cause of happiness? The opposite of these negative actions. Just avoiding 10 negative actions, that is non-violence, non-violence contact. And then is the opposite of 10 negative actions, that is very, is benefit to each others. Not, for example, one only, I'm not going to all the 10, but first one. Like saving, has to be saving others' life, the dying beings' life, or releasing the dying beings, on top of avoiding killing, for example. That's very positive action. Very, very positive action. These, each traditions and even non-traditions, their agreement, that is very, very nice. It's positive. Generally, I'm saying, saving each other's life, support. So therefore, this is opposite, is 10 virtues. Action is at the actual cause and future, the actual conditions for happiness, for enjoyment, yourself and others. So therefore, it's important we become world peace, family peace, very much related to our actions. As more, can be 80%, around 70% over of, can be positive actions more, and less negative actions. That means it's 80 or over 80% we have chance more peace, more happy, more enjoyment, more relaxation, more harmonies, of family harmonies and country harmonies, also on world peace. But unfortunately, over 80 or 90% is the negative action. Everybody cultivated negative actions, and then is 80 over or 90% is the problems, sufferings, obstacles, fighting, quarreling each other, cheating each other, deceiving to each other, untrust to each other, is a problem, deceiving. This is sure, clear. So therefore, we should be to know, this is here. What it means is here, may all beings happiness and the causes of happiness. What is the cause? The virtues, action. And may all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. What is the cause of suffering? The negative actions. That is cause. For everybody equally, that's not only one tradition's talk, Even non-traditions, still I'm sure, if you check, that's true, as mentioned to you. So, and then is the third one, may all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. That is joy. It's very beautiful. If you can rejoice others' happiness, if you can rejoice others' healthy, wealthy, educations, whatever something is somebody going very well, positively, and then if you can rejoice them, that's wonderful. Wonderful means you can feel very comfortable, feeling enjoyment, relaxation, restness. Your mind is not only you, and around you, other people also are very comfortable with you, because rejoice each other. You know, there can exceptions to each other, the happiness, enjoyment, very rejoice. It's nice. But unfortunately, the opposite, jealousy. The opposite of rejoice is jealousy. If you jealousy to each others, and the problem yourself and problem others, both, very painfulness, very suffering. Because jealousy means is, because you see there's 100 people is going very well, then you 100 times jealousy, right? If 100 times if you jealousy, then 100 times you are painful, suffering, uncomfortable feeling. That is, with a strong jealousy, you cannot tasting your delicious food anymore delicious. That net, too strong jealousy, you cannot sleep very well. Whole night rolling and rolling and rolling on your bed, you know, so cannot. Because hurt your heart by the jealousy. So therefore, if you can rejoice others and 100 people you know and they're going well, you are 100 times happy, enjoy. Is it? So it's beautiful. So therefore important is the infinite of joy. There's no exceptions. Just each sentient beings, if going well, happy, enjoy, virtuous actions also, you should be rejoice them. And then you have also chance happy, enjoy. May all beings never be apart from especially the supreme bliss, which is free of all suffering. And the begin and the maintain, the end will never suffering, without only peace, happy enjoyment. That you should be rejoice. That's important. And the last one. May all beings live in the great equanimity, free from attachment and aversionment. That is keep the some close and the other distant. What is great equanimity? Here's a great equanimity, not a normal equanimity. Normal equanimity is something like carelessness person. Oh, he or she, he's careless because he doesn't care as a friend or enemy, you know. That's like laziness or something, careless, weakness person. It's not very good, the sound, rightness. But here we say great equanimity. Great equanimity means is you should be take care, going equally. You should be share your compassion, love, your pure motivation, your attitude, benefit equally all sentient beings, not only falling extremes, your people, your friend alone, you know. So we mentioned you, because all sentient beings your mother, all sentient beings your children, all sentient beings your brother, your sister, all sentient beings having sentient beings rats, we mentioned you. So each sentient beings like you, they also doesn't want suffering. Each sentient beings like you, they also want to be happy, enjoy, so on. Therefore, keep your feeling, compassion, love equally. It's a great equanimity. Do not attachment only yourself or your people. Do not aversionment only your enemies. So on. Don't do not only, this is wrong, the speech you say, but do not aversionment to others. But do not attachment only of your people. You know. So don't. So therefore what should do is a great equanimity from the attachment and aversionment that kept some is too close and some is too far. That problems, destinations, and then fighting, then quarreling, and then shooting, and then stealing, then raping, so many problems. But the root is, of course, actually is self-cherishing. Self-cherishing, self-grasping, self-clinging. The ego is the root, actually, unfortunately. But still is a different level. If you train, you practice, meditate, you have less ego. As less attachment. But if you too much, intention on your self-grasping and too much self-cherishing, too much strong of the ego clinging, and that means too much comes attachment and too much comes of the aversionment. And too strong, ignorant, and that big problem has come to you for future and so. You know? So actually, this is crazy. This self-grasping, the egos, because ours is the close one is important. You know, ours the far or the distant one is not that much important. So even in the family, you see, oh, that's me, myself is important. You know, then even the member of your family, that's normal. If very strong ego, you know, then it comes like this, and then problem between. And then is family is my family, and then other is not my family. Yeah? Again separate between there, right? And then is that's my village, and that others not my village. Then they're hitting or something, you know, compelling to them, and yet attachment my village, but aversion to the other village. And this bigger more under my town, but other town we aversionment, right? And then is my city and the other city. And my country, attachment, but aversion to other country. Right? Finally, is my world. This my earth. My world, but it's other star. You know, planets. And finally, this become, then it can be is my galaxies. My galaxies. That's others, you know, galaxies. I don't care. You know, that's my galaxies important. Is it the attachment and aversion to other galaxies? It's like you look, so multiply this ego, you know, multiply so the wrong energies. That means ours make something separation, you know, it's a rejecting and adopting someone, and ours rejecting something. Between this rejection and adopting, and comes of the fighting, the problem, the jealousy, uncomfortable feeling, the fearfulness, you know, cheating each other, killing to each other, shooting each other. So therefore, the great equanimity means we make everybody is a big hug, gather, shaking together, sharing together, everything's caring together, everything's good or bad, because we interdependently become same family. Like that is great equanimity of bodhicitta. But mentally try. Physically, of course, you cannot marriage for all. You know, it's not possible. You can only one. You know, it's marriage. Physically, but mentally, you can marriage for everybody. Right? Yes, it's love. You can love mentally everybody. So like this. So therefore, mentally can harm everybody, but do not. Don't do that. You know, don't thinking about this. So thinking we positive today, we're talking positive. We're talking about how antidote to the negative. So therefore, what should can do, that is. What shouldn't, could not do, and should be distinguished clearly by your wisdom mind. So great equanimity. That's infinite of bodhicitta, the great equanimity. So these four immeasurable bodhicitta, wonderful this subject, but powerful. If you agree, train your mind at least a day, you know, something is like 10 minutes or something, 5 minutes. If you do this prayer, one verse 2 times, just chanting or melodiously, and focus on meaning, and then after 3 times reciting or prayer, and then rest, just long breathe, and then is focus on love, focus on infinite of compassion, focus on infinite of rejoice, focus infinite of great equanimity. That is, you feel very, because 5 minutes early morning, and but that whole day, your energy is more peace, more comfortable than other people. Just try, is true or not, you check, you know, I'm sure, you know. Even we're talking about here, we not meditate now, but still I think you can let it be comfortable and relaxation, something is interest, you know, wow, something, you know, makes sense. That means is even listening, talking, even I'm talking, speak, I'm not meditating now, but still I'm more comfortable talking this than other talk, you know, for example. So you also, listeners also, I'm sure, is more comfortable, you know, something. That tells you, if you do meditate, I'm sure more comfortable. You know, if practice, So that's the training mind training with this four immeasurable bodhicitta. It doesn't mean you should become Buddhist. Doesn't mean you should become religious. That is the other hand. That's on your choice, your options, of course. You're free. But I'm talking what is important for us, needed. Some mental qualities. That is shown the four. So, and particularly these four immeasurable bodhicitta can be antidote. Each line is infinite. It can antidote each negative emotions. Different. The first line. May all beings enjoy the happiness and the causes of happiness, the infinite of love. Specific antidote, particularly could be an antidote, negative emotion of anger, aversion mind. If you're very angry and very aversion, but this anger is not normal anger. I'm talking anger means aversion mind. Aversion mind is deeply from your heart. You want to harming somebody. That is real angry. But a kindness mother sometimes can be very angry to her children. That is not really harmful mind. It's different. The kindness mother can be angry. The kindness teacher angry with you, disciples. The kindness master can be angry to he or her disciple, but that's not aversion mind. Because to love, therefore sometimes it doesn't work, and then angry because want to benefit, but it couldn't. So therefore angry. That angry is not a harmful thought, Your enemy angry to you, that is real angry, and very angry, the harmful mother. They want to hurt you, they want to harm you. But kindness mother never want to harm, never want to hurt her children. But it could become angry to her children. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. So therefore here we're talking is the loving kindness meditation can be antidote of negative emotion, anger, negative emotion of the aversion mind particularly. That's one. And then the infinite, may all beings be free from suffering. The compassion, this is the aspect of infinite compassion. Infinite compassion meditation especially could be an antidote to the specific negative emotion of desire, attachment. Because we all, something attachment, craving to desire to on this object, that thing, so that person, that quality, so on. But compassion is because you see that problems, you not focus on the qualities, you focus on the problems, others, sick, ill, death, or old age, or losing, or something poor, hungry, thirsty, or so on. Therefore start coming empathy mind. Oh, how poor, may I wish they are free from suffering. There's no object of attachment, right? There's no object of desire. So that is an undesirable object. That's why compassion comes, right? So could be an antidote to the of desire, attachment, or so on also. Then infinite of rejoice, this I mentioned to you already, particularly antidote to the negative emotion of jealousy. That's clear. And then the last one, infinite or great equanimity, bodhicitta mind, if you train your mind, that could be particularly as antidote to the negative emotion of pride or arrogance, pride, and ignorant too. This last one, the great equanimity, if you train your mind, and this can antidote both to the ignorant obscuration of negative emotion of delusion and negative emotion of pride. Pride, arrogant, is born from wrong logic, from wrong reasoning, from ignorant. Because sometimes I know foreigner, they're Western, they ask me, oh, I think pride is important. Pride, arrogance is important because lack pride, lack arrogance, and there's no power. It's losing the energy. It's a weakness person. No, we need courage, highest courage. We need self-confidence, but we don't need pride and arrogance. These two is opposite. Opposite means one is logical, one is unlogical. The courage, highest courage, and the self-confidence is born from logic, perfect reasoning. This we need. Like here, it's Bodhisattva's courage. The motivations, we thinking about all sentient beings, how strong the courage, Not only our member family going care, but we thinking about compassion, love for all sentient beings. but logically. It's courage. Confidence is very strong. Then thinking about sense no to enlightenment, Buddhahood, or till emptying samsara, their attitude want to benefit sentient beings. It's a very strong confidence. But they understand, they're sure, sooner or later they can do gradually, will be one after another, they can do benefit to sentient beings, directly or indirectly. That's the self-confidence. These two we need, and if you have self-confidence, self-courage, and then it's you can responsibility, everything's, of course, yourself, your life is easy. You're taking care of a member family is very easy. Even if you're thinking about a sentient beings, responsibility to sentient beings, how going to care, also you feel it's possible. Your energy comes this. So we need. But we don't need pride, arrogance. The arrogance means is the looking down other people. Insult to other people. I'm the best one or something, but not true actually, because it's from the wrong perception, the wrong misconception, they're ignorant. That's not true. Therefore, sooner or later will be problem for you. Something is pride, arrogance will be deceiving you, will be cheating you. So therefore, do not cheat by yourself. If you cheating yourself by yourself, if you cheating you yourself, and that is more danger than other people's cheating you. Other people's cheating us not very danger, because problems maybe is 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, even 1 year is not very that much problem, But if cheating by yourself, these problems is not only 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, but life after of another life. For example, you cheating, say, oh, I don't care, law of course the effect. I don't care what is a virtue, what is a non-virtue. I don't care about the reincarnation. So I'm a person right now, I'm alive here, I need food, clothes, wearing warm clothes. That I need, I'm sure. I don't thinking about past, future, make headache. If you say this, sound it looks like true, but that's a deceptive knowledge, This cheating you, this knowledge cheating you yourself. It will be, because problems further future comes to you. So this is the long distance the problems. So therefore, Buddha Shakyamuni, he says, you are the master of yourself. What other master could there be do? Through coming yourself alone, you found a master, hard to find. So commit no evils, engage as much in virtuous deeds. Subduing one's own mind thoroughly, this is the Buddha Dharma. So therefore, is try, yourself to understand clearly, to analysis, has to be analyzed to understand what we are going talking. Doesn't matter this person is which traditions. Doesn't matter this person is which countries, which cultures, which that's not any reason. But what saying this person, the meaning, that is important. Is you agreement. If you understand, this keep in the bottom of the heart, because this can help you, support you. That is a real blessing. I know many people are like, oh, Rinpoche, could you can blessing my mala, Okay, your mala not pain, your not mala not sick, your mala is no angry but no enjoyment, no suffering. But you need, blessing, your, blessing to you, because you have sometimes, as a problem, suffering, painfulness, sadness, sickness, angry, upset. So, but doesn't mean that's wrong, But this is some method to training mind. So therefore, but actually, So therefore, sometimes I say, oh, okay, it's fine, mala blessings, because my teaching is blessing. This is a real, actual blessing to you. Then the rest, actually, this is like movie, but it's just a film, like showing something, like it's fine, but we doing, of course, and tantric they have many way mantra blessings, materiality things can do, but it's more important. You should be to know how blessing your heart. If your heart is blissful, then everything belongs to you is become blissful. If you cannot bliss your heart, if you cannot enjoyment your heart, and then everything around you is very unpleasant. Everything's unpleasant, object apparent us, unfortunately, because you wearing yellow glass and everything's yellow. That is a problem, right? So if you want to see, in fact, what is real, and take out your yellow glasses, then you can see wet is as wet, yellow is as yellow. So like this way, we need to go and train one's own mind thoroughly. This is important. We mentioned yesterday more. Body, how we can make going clean, same way you need to more clean, should be clean your heart, your mind. So therefore these four immeasurable bodhicitta is wonderful. Everything's there, including someone say, I want to practice what I should do. I'm saying the four immeasurable bodhicitta prayer, do 3 times a day and meditate 10 minutes or 5 minutes on this meaning. Someone say, I want to go into purifications. What should do? I'm saying for immeasurable bodhicitta do for purification. Someone say, what I should do because my parents is sick, ill, and going to die. Okay, do meditate. This prayer, do this for immeasurable bodhicitta, do meditate. Someone say, I want to be freedom from lower realm and reborn higher fortune in the next rebirth. What I should do? Should do this for immeasurable bodhicitta prayer. That's undeceptive knowledge, undeceptive object, undeceptive meditation, pure meditation, I'm sure. Even someone say, I don't believe in Rinpoche, reincarnation, next rebirth, the past, future, he takes me, but I become a good person in this life. What is good? Do this for immeasurable bodhicitta prayer, thinking, focus on this. I'm sure you have become good person, kindness person, happiness person, isn't it? And my family problem, harmony, what I should do? Do for immeasurable bodhicitta meditation prayer a day, 5 minutes, and your family become peace. Good harmonies comes to this. Make sense? Yes. So try. Okay, we stop here today. So anybody, if you have any questions, we go into the rest time with question answers. Yes.
You mentioned karma and reincarnation, reincarnating into a new life. What's the connection between reincarnation and the 7 realms of existence? And how can we work towards reincarnating into an improved realm?
Reincarnation is, to understand reincarnation is actually a big subject. But today also a little bit I mentioned to you before already, physically how we born and mentally how coming. And that means is every of the continuity existent things as momentarily change. So this I think is a common agreement between even the mental science and the materiality science both. So therefore our thought or perception also momentarily change. So that means is the first moment is could be can cause, second moment is effect, or means the third moment is can be effect, and second moment is cause. So this means it depend to each other between of the immediate preceding condition of clarity awareness is as cause, and the present moment clarity of the awareness is as effect. So that there's no existent totally is zero of the immediate preceding condition, then there's also is zero of the present moment clarity awareness cannot. If present moment clarity awareness existent, and that means is 100% sure immediate preceding condition of clarity awareness already passed. So go this way is incarnate, is going back, but this is not easy get the conviction. I'm saying few words, but that's a very deep logic, very powerful logic. It's very reasonable, but to bond the conviction and to form the certainty, but this logic takes time. I don't know, but depends, the people's knowledge. But it's very, very, this can discuss with the scientific, medical science and mental science, Buddhist, both can discussion about this kind of what I'm saying, but a few words, But that is only enough for understand reincarnation. There's no other ways. That's only the way. Not easy. But the simple, easy things is to find somebody in research in this human realm who remember past life. That is a good proofs. So in some of children, since they start to speak of language and comes and up to of maybe 7 or 8, 10 years, these children, they can speak he or her past life. Some, they remember very clearly and with proofs. So research these proofs. 100% they have the logical proofs comes, and to these children, they can remember past life is true. Then you don't need doubt yourself is as reincarnation or not, because we are same family, same quality, it's the same system. So this, as I give example, usually is a bamboo tree. Someone yet not know what is the definition of a bamboo tree. Oh, it's beautiful as a straight, and many it looks like joint, something is, as a tree is very, without branches so much, that straight. Oh, and then what is inside, so this. Then you cut one bamboo tree. Oh, it's hollow. There's who? Oh, really? The all bamboo tree is with it? Then cut one more, still hollow. Okay, third one, still hollow. 100 times you cut, 100 times is hollow. Then finally you can decide it. The rest, all the bamboos must be with joints and with hole. You can 100% can trust. But you say, no, I should be need to research, carefully, each of bamboos is with hole or not, otherwise I don't believe. Then you never know all the bamboo trees is with hole or not, because endless to cutting, right? So therefore, is there an end to judgment is to end. That means it's the same family, same tree, and then is the system, and then is 1, 2, 3, and then sure, this all the same of the family trees have the whole. Similarly, 1, 2, 3 children or the people, someone who with proofs they remember past life clearly 100% sure, and then you should be trust yourself and others are also reincarnated. This is simple logic, but it's meaningful, it's true, logical, very logical, but not very complicated to understand reincarnation. So some people can remember past 2, 3 lifetimes, sometimes 100 lifetimes, sometimes only once of he or her past life can remember some, and then this can use, to understand we are reincarnated past previous lives. So, but reincarnation is actually important question, but important, as explanations, but it's this big subject, We don't text many way, we need to slowly get the conviction, certainty. The reincarnation, but very logical, very reasonable. They have many proofs, many ways we can find the proofs. It's a reincarnation. All right, that is that. Therefore, and then one other things I just let you know, in case that's just some other conditions comes on my mind. Have not just our normal programs, the programs of this my visit, but in case some of you, if you like to take refuge vows, that because today there are somebody asking me refuge vows, going, but I let you know what means is, what does make sense, what is the meaning, what is the benefit, what is the difference, what is a refuge. So just I little bit to know, let you know. I will tomorrow or something, some other extra time, not the teaching normal time, of course. The regular is regular, we're going as a normal way. But some in case, some observation time, maybe some people, it's just personally, I have planned to give refuge vows. Some, I don't know how many people they like, but one person already asking me this just today. So therefore, it may be better tell some people also maybe want to join the ceremony, the refuge ceremony. So therefore, refuge means is some of you, some reason or some the conditions, if you feel you want to add, should you do something more meaning of your life on top of your livelihood. Livelihood is a normal, everybody doing, how whatever you do, since you grow up and follow teacher and teaching family and members, and then as a working and to, so on, learning, starting the education, so on, that's normal. That's your livelihood. But on top, if you feel, karma, of course the effect makes sense, or the reincarnation makes sense, something, possibilities. So therefore, I want to do something is more meaningful. I want to add on top of my life of meaning. Something is extra meaning, but means it's like traditional. What we're talking, for example, some like kind of like religious, but it's like traditions or some something you want to like practice, you want to go into purifications, you want to collection merits, for example, for benefit this life, for future life, for benefit sentient beings. Something like this way you, maybe I want to, my life is not only very non-traditional, normal life, only passing, and that is not good enough for me. Just, so therefore I want to follow some traditions. And then is the second question for you, say, if I choose one tradition on this world, I have many different traditions, then which is more for me comfortable or for you? And then finally you say, if I going to follow one traditions, if I choose one, and then maybe Buddhism. Okay, Buddha Dharma is for me more comfortable. For you more suitable. For you more something close in your nature feeling. Something, maybe it's linking your projecting karmic connections to do a joining of this kind of something you recently or something or conditionally or anyway, some you feel because you are judgment, you are a human being, you are very intelligent, you know something, Finally, or if I choose follow one traditions on my life, I must be follow like Buddhism, something. So therefore maybe you're thinking, okay, why not I start right now and become Buddhism? Some of you, in case, because I go in the whole of world, every year. So therefore I know many people suddenly something they want, become. If I'm silent and they're silent, then we cannot linking each other, right? But after I explain, then you like or not, that's totally, of course, up to you. That's totally, I'm not pushing and not pulling, but it's just make sure the solution, lets you know what we are going some as the extra, the ceremonies. So therefore, in this case, if you say, I want to really I love the Buddha Dharma practice, I want to let it be as much as you can on my normal livelihood, with my livelihood. I want to let it be the observation practices. I like Dharma. So therefore, this kind if comes your heart, and then if you like, you can take refuge vows. That means what is the object of refuge? 3 jewels, that is only. Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, Sangha jewel. That is which a jewel, wish fulfilling jewel like. So Buddha and Dharma, Sangha. Buddha is Shakyamuni Buddha, and Dharma is his teachings, and Sangha means his followers. So that is 3 jewels, we say. So if you like enjoyment with them, if you like feel comfortable with them, if you like something starting practice with them, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, Sangha jewel, if on your life, and that means it's the refuge, So therefore, it's traditional where I gave some refuge, the substantial, the continuity of the substantial lineage can transmission to the disciples. From Shakyamuni Buddha and master to master and transmission to the disciples. And then they take refuge on Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, so on your life. That is not only one day, only 1 week, only 1 month, even though not only 1 year. That means it's a whole your life, So become like the Buddhist. If interest, some of your, in case, if there, and then you welcome to joining of this refuge ceremony. So these refuge ceremonies will be maybe tomorrow. I think it's some other place, maybe my place, maybe I'm staying in the hotel, but I need to ask them, is the manager, is their agreement to me, is some people, I'm sure not many people coming, so therefore if there are around 4 or 5, something 5 or around 10 people or 5 people or something, I think that's 10 feet, just the room is big, just there. It's for text 30 minutes, to giving the refugee vows. And then just give refugee vows and then give the Dharma name, something just auspiciousness sign. You are become something is Buddhism traditions, lay practitioner, we say lay, or householder family Dharma practitioner become so real. But doesn't mean is if you doesn't take the refuge Buddha Dharma Sangha, you cannot practice Dharma learning study. You can, of course. We're talking Dharma over every there. It doesn't matter you are Buddhism, non-Buddhism. You can many things, what do you like, agreement from them, you can use, you can listen, you can, there, but doesn't mean you are really Buddhist, But some people sometimes they like to become traditional Buddhism, and then it's good if you like refuge Buddha Dharma Sangha. That's the first door, how men get open of the Dharma gate, So therefore, in case, so in anybody, if you like, so it doesn't matter, man and a woman, So anybody, if you're interested, then tomorrow, I think we fixed the time is 4 to, maybe it can be 4 to 5 tomorrow, 4 to 5 evening. I hope there's no problem to come to my hotel, okay, my room. I don't think of many people, there's few, in case if there are, but we can then manage others, but I don't think. But anyway, I need to go into this ceremony, for sure, one person already. So that is one thing. I meant is starting in the 4 o'clock, 4 a.m., the 4 p.m., not 4 a.m., 4 p.m., okay, 4 p.m., and takes around 20 minutes. Meant is 4 to maybe can be 5, or maybe only 4:30. Anyway, start the refugee ceremonies at 4 o'clock, okay? That is, I think, is the right place. If this is not right, and then maybe can change. But in case anyone, if among here, if you like to go in refuge, and then just contact me directly, okay? And today or something, lets me know. Then I will check how we manage about this tomorrow, Just let me know, anybody, if you want to interest to go in this refugee ceremonies of tomorrow afternoon, and then let me know before I'm leaving today here. Or direct contact to me or the organizers also fine. But I let you know how many numbers people then at preferred place, and tomorrow I'll let you know. That just want to tell you. All right. So we're going now the dedication prayers at last moment. And some of you, if you doesn't like prayer, you just relaxed on your comfortable and meditation feeling. Tamche Sipanye Tomne Nipe Dharna Panshe Shan Shega Nanchi Parno Trubaye Sabi Sole Androa Droar Sho Dusan Derwa Aye Gerta Chirne Samba Kun Majur Semche Antamche La Sarji Tobi Jungo Anjampar Bao Chilter Khenpo No Kunda Sambo Teya Tepje Teda Kunji Jisa Dalo Gewa Dida Tamje Ramde Tusa Shame Jarwa Tamche Anji Owa Kangla Choda Ngambani Dag Game Tsawa Andi Kunja Zambo Shushe Ramde Over Kunza Dorje Chanche Manche Ani Trenche Tsawe Lama Yanche Drove Tonde Mono Kamda da tham che da se andre par Shiva ya kundu ayanda lama no dharme shunyi perla Sada lamji ayonde ramzoni dorji shanga Nirtho jo